Hello, good morning. This video is to explain how the business mapping, the record access control business mapping works. It's a little example. One of our clients has asked us to implement a rule, whereas any user that tries to edit or delete a record, a help desk, a ticket record, and they are not the creator of that record, they should not be able to edit it or delete it. Okay. So the rule, the question, the request is given any individual help desk record, the only people that can edit or delete it are the ones who created the record. Okay, that's what we're trying to accomplish here. I'm going to use the record access control business mapping to do this. First, let's a little bit of situation get us into the context. coreBOS has a very powerful permission system, whereas you can define who can edit, create, and delete, do any actions, review any record, but it is based on the assigned user of the record. Okay, so we can define who can access the record, but only using the assigned user field. Uh, that's very powerful. It's very flexible. We can do a lot of configuration settings there, but there are situations where that just isn't enough. For example, this one, or for example, and on the wiki, there's a few more cases and a few more examples here. Where we would want like something based on another field. Mostly that's what the record access control business mapping comes to fix. For example, if you have a project that's closed, it's in a status that's closed, you don't want anybody adding more tasks to it or even modifying the project because it's already done. So that's not based on assigned user. It's based on the status of the project. It's another field. It has nothing to do with the assigned user. That's what record access control work is for. Okay, so and in this case, I'm gonna do exactly that. Based on the user who created the record, I want to block or permit editing the ticket. Okay, so for this, I have to follow basically the rules that are here on the record access control wiki page, basically create a mapping where we define what we want to do in each of the cases. And then in the workflow system, we create a record access control workflow for tickets and with the rule that we want to launch the mapping. Okay. So first I'm going to copy this map here that's on the wiki page. And I'm going to create myself a new mapping on the inside my test install. Okay, here, this is just the map on the wiki. There's a few examples down here, also very interesting ones, where you can extend this even more, like block sent emails. This is exactly the same thing that we're going to see right now. In this case, on the wiki, it says that you can block sent emails from being deleted or edited. Okay, that's very interesting also. Okay, and the other example here is about blocking projects so you can't add tasks to it and like that. Okay, I copied this map and I'm going to jump over here to my coreBOS install. This is I'm going to come over here to the business map. This install is based on the coreBOS test database, so I have a bunch of information in here. I also have some examples, some default examples about the rack already. Okay, I'm going to deactivate those now in this test, in this video. Okay, so I'm going to create myself a rack rule for help desk based on created by. Okay, make this a little bigger so that it's easier to see. Okay, there we go. Took a little bit. Okay, it's just a name, so I can know what it's for. It's record access control type for the help desk trouble tickets module. And here in the content, I'm going to copy the mapping that I just brought from the wiki page. Okay, let's edit this, and I'm going to get rid of this ID, which I don't need. Just need a name, which is help desk list view. Okay, what do I want to happen on the list view when the condition is true? Okay, when the assigned user is not the created user, Okay, that's the condition that we want to look for. Okay, because when the assigned user is not the created user, I have to block the tickets. Okay, so in that case, I want them to be able to create. Okay, I want them to be able to view, but I don't want them to be able to edit, nor do I want them to be able to delete. There's no additional conditions, and that's what I want to happen on the list view for these records. On the detail view, it's exactly the same. I want them to be able to create, I want them to be able to view, but I don't want them to be able to edit nor delete. Okay, the condition will be through the workflows, and I don't want anything else there. Now we have the related list. In this case, the client the request has nothing about related list, so I'm just gonna ignore that part. And this would be our mapping. Okay, for the help desk module, what I want to happen when it's on the list view for those records, and what I want to happen on the detail view with these records. Okay, that's about it. Let's save this, and now I'm gonna roll back a little bit, and I'm gonna go into my settings, go into the workflow system, come over here to the workflows, and we're going to create a workflow for tickets to do this. Okay, I'm going to get rid of this one because it may conflict with the ones I already have. Like I said, this is my test install, so that the one I just deleted was the one that I had for testing. I'm going to create a new workflow. This will be for tickets, trouble tickets, and create a new one. Okay, I'm going to put here basically any text that would help desk created by, and this is going to be of type record access control. And now I have to put what conditions are going to happen, are going to trigger the this mapping in particular. Okay, so what we have been asked is that the created by is not the assigned user. Or I could do this the other way around. Okay, the assigned user is not the created by. Okay, there we have it. Okay, this is the condition. When the created by and the assigned user are different, then I want to apply this restriction. Okay, let's save this. And now I'm going to jump over to the tasks and add my business rule for this condition. Okay, new task of type select business rule, create, and this would be rack help desk business rule, and we don't need this. Evaluate conditions, we don't need this either. And select. Okay, so we select the business rules, which are filtered here for us, and this is the one we're looking for. This is the one I created. Okay, the rec HD created by, and that should be all we need. Okay, now, okay, check that one. Okay, now we have to go over to enter as a normal user and see if these rules are being applied. Okay, so I'm going to jump over here again to my other browser, and we're going to open a new, let's bring this back a little so it doesn't dance so much. Local host, oops, okay, sorry. Local host, coreBOS work. Okay, I'm going to enter as a normal user. This is my, as I said, this is based on the test database. So I have a whole bunch of users with different configurations. For example, this one, which is test day, month, and year with the same password. So I have a bunch of users there to test different situations with the, the different years and the different the decimal settings and the like. So you can use any of those to enter as normal users. This one is enough. Any test is fine. I'm going to go over here to the trouble ticket system module, and let's see what happens. Okay, very interesting. Okay, as you can see here on the right, I already have the action column does not have edit or delete for any of these. Okay, the records are assigned to me, but I don't know who created them. Let's see who created them. Okay, I'm going to create myself a filter here, which would be created by, and we're going to put the title, the assign, the status. Okay, no, I don't really need the status. I need the created by. Okay, just that. The title, the who it's assigned to, and who created it, which is the rules that we're basing our business rule on. Okay, okay. As you can see here, they're all created by the administrator. All of them. All of them. All of them. All of them. Okay. Go back to first page. Okay, they're all created by. Okay, so since they're all created by, they're all the assigned user, and the created is different in all of them. So since it's different in all of them, I can't edit nor I can create on any of them. Okay, so if I go into the detail view, I should see the same behavior exactly. Okay, as you see up here, there's no edit, there's no delete. I can't edit nor delete the record. If I go over the detail view, as you can see, I can't inline edit anything. If I try to force this, like if I go up here on the URL and I type in, I change the detail view for edit view, and I just try to override that permission, I get a message that says that I cannot edit that record. Okay, so as you can see, the record access business rule has kicked in, and it is limiting the access that I have to the tickets. Let's try one other thing before I explain another situation. I'm going to try to edit from out here. Okay, on the list view, I'm going to get this one, and I'm going to try to mass edit that one. Put here test, and let's see if it overwrites the description. Okay, that is interesting. I have to check that one out. I should have deactivated the all errors on this one before doing the video, but it's okay. Those are just warnings. It's gonna work the same. Okay, effectively, it did not permit me to change the message. Okay, just to be sure, let me come over here and deactivate the error messages, the warning messages. I'll get rid of those as soon as I can, and we'll do it again just to make sure that it wasn't blocked by the. Hold on a second. This would be like this. Come on. Okay. And let's try to edit this again. Mass edit, title, test, save. It didn't it didn't tell me anything. Okay, it just did what it had to do. Okay, the mass edit absolutely did not work. Okay, it did not let me change it exactly as when I tried to force the edit, it didn't let me get in. Okay, so the business rule is working in the back. It doesn't tell you. I mean, it's working in the background. It doesn't tell you anything because you could be editing like 200 records, and of those 200 records, you could be really editing maybe I don't know 50. The other 150, you don't have permission to edit them, so it just ignores them. It doesn't tell you about the 150 you didn't. It could, and maybe it will. Someday we're gonna fix we're gonna enhance the editor also, the mass edit. So maybe we'll get some information. But at the moment, that's what it does. So the business rule is working. It's blocking the access. Everything's okay. But there's one other thing I want to comment before finishing the video. Okay. Uh, if we go over here, you can see that there's a bunch of records that I can see which are not assigned to this user. Okay, this is the no create CB test. This is a user that cannot create. It's configured to not be able to create records, so we can test that option. And it's this user is lower in the hierarchy than the user I've accessed as. Okay, by rules, the way the permission system works is that any user whose role is under your user's role, you have access to do everything you want with his records. Okay, you can see them, you can delete them, you can edit them, whatever. Okay, the users that are under you in the role, in the hierarchy role, you have access to all their information. Okay, the record access control business mapping does not modify that behavior. Okay, so if I try to go into this record, which is not assigned to me, and the user is different than the assigned user is different than the creator, and it's not even assigned to me, I should be able to edit and delete this record. Okay, and clicked on it. I'm going in. Okay, correct. Okay, I can edit and I can delete it. Okay, that's because this user is lower than my user in the hierarchy. Okay, the record access control business mapping respects that rule. Okay, it doesn't override that. Okay, so what happens? This is normal. This is we didn't change that, and that's the way it's supposed to be. Okay, that's the way it's programmed. If that's not what you need, if you really want to even block these in that case, then you have two options. One would be to change the permission system, and really go into the code and add the business rule support in the subordinates, in the under, and those users that are under the role, okay, and their hierarchy role. If you do that, it would be nice if you shared the code, because maybe it could be interesting to have it that option in the code for everyone. Okay, and the other would be to use the other more advanced here on the wiki page. Where's this over here? Over here on the wiki page, there's a link that says for more advanced customizations of the permission system and how that compares to the record access control, you can use the coreBOS permission hooks. Okay, the coreBOS permission hooks permit you to override completely the permission system. Totally. Absolutely, you can do whatever you want, wherever you want. Okay, obviously, it's a little bit of programming. This is low level kind of stuff, but it's really, really easy. There's examples in the builder helper script code. There's an example there that lets you do some advanced magic. And this would be the way to go, I think. Really, if you really need to go all the way down in this requirement, you could implement it with this. Well, I hope that that helps understand a little bit more how this business map works. Thanks for listening.